Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
And welcome to the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show here on KTAK. We're trying to get everything kind of squared away there. Let's get it back from the last game we did. Let's get rid of the post-game, obviously, graphic. And let's get the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show. And welcome. This is Kevin Shields, your voice of the Riverton Wolverines, here live from the campus of Green River High School in Green River, Wyoming. We are here on day one of the Flaming Gorge tournament. Or invitational, I should say. So we've got 5 games in 3 days. And you say, why not 6? Well, unfortunately, just up the road a little bit, the girls will be playing right at about 6 o'clock, I do believe. Let me check the schedule. Yes, they'll be tipping off at 6 o'clock. And they kind of double booked it. We knew it would be a tight turnaround to tear down and set back up. But we thought we might be able to do a little something. But now the invitational over here has supposedly it has ran late, and the one over there supposedly is running on time. And so they're going to tip off at 6. We're going to still be well in the second half of that. And by the time we got everything transported over and set back up, unfortunately, our apologies for the girls and to everybody who might have wanted to listen in on that one. We won't be having that one. But we will have the girls tomorrow. They will be facing Mountain View at 11:20. I do believe that's Mountain View, Idaho. And at 4:20, the boys will be facing Grace High School out of Idaho. Then on Saturday, we got an early breakfast game for you versus Lyman. We just watched for the girls. And then the boys will have Mountain View at 2:40. We got told a little story when we got here that was really difficult for the boys to get here, or the boys and girls to get here, that they weren't cleared buses-wise. At least that's what we're being told till about noon. But it was unnecessary travel on South Pass, so they didn't know if they'd be able to travel because buses can't go at that point. But it did get lifted, and South Pass wasn't too bad. The drive up was drive up the hill was a wee bit nerve-wracking. But the rest of the way was relatively easy. Wyoming DOT, one of our sponsors, obviously doing a great job on the roads. But how come is it that every time you are going somewhere and they're in the midst of plowing, that it always seems like the other side of the road gets plowed before yours does? We had that on the way up, and then the people going the opposite direction coming towards Riverton and Lander, they had that on our way down the hill. So all in all, good deal. So the boys, we do have one thing. We have been told that Eli Lucas, tallest player on the team coming off the bench, is out for this game. I've heard he did not travel. I don't see him warming up. He's sick, we're told, and we hope that he feels better, and hopefully he's tuning in and watching tonight's game here from Green River High School. This is the only game that we're going to have from Green River High School. We are going to be tomorrow at Lincoln Middle School, right next door, where the girls are about to start playing here in about an hour or so. Lincoln Middle will be both games tomorrow, and then on Saturday morning will be Lincoln Middle, and in the afternoon we'll be at Rock Springs High School. Flaming Gorge Invitational here. They always do a great job. The ADs could not be more helpful, especially here at Green River. Going to give him a shout-out because he was Johnny on the spot with everything we needed. So we've got about 6.5 minutes until tip, and we'll be right back with more of the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show right after these messages here on KTAK.
After a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com. Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Frazier, Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Ballard, and Dr. Davis offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
And welcome back to the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show here on KTAK. We are live, and just guess who walked in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, Eric Pauley. Good to see him. We're going to try and get him on in just a second. So what we're looking for today, obviously, is kind of more of the same. This Riverton team is not overly tall, especially with Lucas out. Granted, limited minutes as he was just playing varsity for really the first time. It's a very scrappy team, a very aggressive team. They get after it in practice, and I expect to really see a lot of their true self today, maybe even more so than we'd already seen, simply because, as Bosheet said on the YDOT Click It or Ticket postgame show last week after the game with South, that you never really know what to expect out of these tournaments, because you've got a little bit of tape, a little bit of video. I still find it funny that we all still call it tape. You get a little bit of video on a team like Bear Lake, but you really don't know a whole lot about them, so you just come out, try and play your best game, and hopefully that will suffice. Bear Lake only dresses 9 players. I'm told I only actually see 8. There's one on the sideline. So they're dressing 9. So they're probably not going to go too deep unless they're one of those teams that's rare, that just dresses who they're going to play, and that they play everybody. I expect to see a really good game out of Parker, out of Paxton. He junior point guard for Riverton. He's played extremely well, obviously, last week in the Stranigan. But as he mentioned in the postgame, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, he told me to talk to him about it. He wanted that pressure. He wanted to be held accountable, was his attitude to it. And we asked a little bit about free throws. Coming off a season where he shot just under 92%, roughly. He's not off to the best of starts, and he prides himself on that pressure situation. And if you remember last year, with a team that was so dedicated to defense-first mentality and a little bit different defensive-driven team versus this team, and with height in the middle with Lucas Engel and whatnot, that they had a lot of close games where down the stretch free throws became an issue. And when those became an issue, they sent Parker to the line. That's who they fed the ball to. The youngest guy in the starting lineup, youngest guy really in the rotation, and they really kind of wanted him to be the guy. And this year, he's not off to that proving start. I'm sure they're going to keep it. Shooters got to shoot. One of the things I'm looking forward to is to see if Derek DeVries bounces back. Derek, of course, had 22 on Saturday the 9th against Laramie in the Stranigan. Just absolutely incredible field goal percentage, too, over 60%. Hit his free throws, was 80% from free throw line. Had a great game. Conversely, then against Cheyenne South the next day, he struggled. He only finished with 3 points. All of his points coming in the second half. 1 field goal, 1 free throw. Reason for that, of course, was he got 2 very, very quick fouls. And so he sat out most of the first half. So, of course, guys were able to step up. This is definitely a next man up mentality team, as far as Vincent with 11, Gabrielson with 12, of course Paxton with 28, and then Sheets and Hutchison both throwing in 7 as well. So we're about to have the starting lineups here. We're going to take a real quick break on KTAK, and we'll be right back with the Sutherland starting lineups here on the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help. In Lander and Riverton.
And welcome back. And they're not going to do the starting lineup, so really quickly, Sutherland starting lineups: Beresford, Shaw, Crane, Carlson, and Neal for Bear Lake. For your Wolverines, Hutchison, Paxson, Gabrielson, Vincent, and DeVries, same as it's been all year. So let's get rid of these, and here we go with the tip. Tip is won by Bear Lake. Riverton will be going right to left on your radio dial. So Bear Lake's going to bring it in left and immediately dribbles it off his knee as he's pressured by Cade Gabrielson, number 5. Again, just real quick, don't want to shortchange them. You've got juniors Parker Paxton, Derek DeVries, seniors Nathan Hutchinson, senior Jason Vincent, and senior Cade Gabrielson. In the half court, up top Paxton, over to the left to Gabrielson. Gabrielson back up top to Paxton. Paxton gets to Vincent on the left wing. Vincent drives the middle, trips, no foul called. Ball is chased down by DeVries. DeVries driving in, dribbles it off his foot, and that will be a turnover on him. So far, we have nothing on the board except for 2 turnovers with 7:27 to go in the first quarter. Coming up is Shaw. Shaw is going to get it all the way up top to number 22, which I don't have on the roster. So it looks like it's Sutherland, but I can't tell fully. They have Bear Lake on the back, their jerseys. Driving down the middle is number 2. He misses the first shot of the game. Is a miss by Shaw, and here comes Riverton. Vincent now in the half court. He's on the right wing, gets it to Paxton, slightly left of the key. Paxton dribbles over to Gabrielson. Gabrielson thought about 3, drives in, puts it up, and good. So 2-0 on Cade Gabrielson's lay-in there with 6:45 to play in the first quarter. Bear Lake coming across the timeline. Gabrielson guarding him. Thrown over to the right to Beresford. Guarded by Paxton. Nice pass, though, to number 12, that being Crane, and he is good to tie it all up at 2. Nice little cut by him down the middle from the high block. Paxton brings it up on the left. Gabrielson up top over to DeVries. DeVries cross-court pass to Paxton for 3. No good. Rebound by DeVries, but it's stolen. Now Bear Lake trying to break. They do so. Miss by 22. Breaking the other way is Hutchison going up for it, and no good, but he is fouled. So much like the last game, last game that we saw with South, both teams struggling to score. That foul is going to go against number 1, Beresford. That'll be his first team first, sending Hutchison to the line for 2. First one is up and off the back iron, no good. So just a recap, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had 6 shots. 2 of them have fell, 1 for each side. With 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, tied at 2, Hutchison's second attempt is up, and it is good. 3-2 in favor of Riverton. And we're already seeing some substitutions in multiple games, multiple days. Ty Sheets coming in and Monroe coming in for Hutchison and for DeVries. On the right side, on left side, Bear Lake coming across to center. Gives it to their postman in the block. He turns, drives, puts it up. No good by number 12. Quickly down floor, almost out of control. Paxton able to get under control. He's trapped in the corner, though. Splits it, gets it to Vincent. Vincent has it stolen, but late foul is going to be called. He lost control of it, and in comes Hauk. Hunter Hauk coming in. He's going to come in for Monroe. So Monroe only in for about 30 total seconds. Foul is going to go against number 2. That's his first. Excuse me, that's his second. He got it on the first one. I was reading the wrong thing. I do apologize. So Shallow now with quick 2, and he gets substituted out. Paxton drives off the inbounds, floats one up, completely misses everything, and here comes Bear Lake going to their right. Holding it at the top of the three-point line, going inside to the post. He puts it up, and good. Score by Crane, the only guy who scored for them tonight. And it is 4-3 in favor of Bear Lake. That's going to be something to watch. He has a definite height advantage. Gabrielson now in the half court to Paxton, left wing. Paxton looking inside, goes back to Gabrielson, over to the far right to Sheets. Sheets looks inside, back up top to Gabrielson. Gabrielson looks to drive, thought about 3, then passes to Paxton. Paxton bringing it all the way over to his right, tightly guarded by Beresford of Bear Lake. Paxton over to Gabrielson. Gabrielson spots up for a 3, no good. And Bear Lake with the rebound and looks to bring it up. Not with any urgency, no fast break attempt. 22 off to Neal. Neal gets it to Beresford. Beresford looking inside, spins around, then just hands it off to Lloyd, who's now in the game for them. Lloyd over to Neal. Neal back to Lloyd, and he is going to get called for a travel. That'll be the second turnover of the night on Bear Lake. 4:14 to go. Not an offensive slugfest. Not really overly defensive yet either. 4:13 to go. 4-3 in favor of Bear Lake. Bringing the half court quickly to DeVries. He shoots for 3. In and out. No good. Monroe tips it back out to Hauk. Hauk gets it to DeVries. DeVries to Paxton for 3. No good. DeVries with the rebound. It goes out of bounds and it'll stay with Riverton. So DeVries with a missed 3 there, and Paxton with his second missed 3 of the evening. So not a lot of shots falling. You do wonder if they did leave kind of late for They left at the same time we did, which based on when the start time was actually supposed to be. Paxton now with it, gets it to DeVries. DeVries on the left wing takes a dribble, shoots from 15, and he nails it. Here comes Bear Lake. Crossing the timeline, going to the right, then switches back to the left. Hands off to Neal. Neal gets his pocket picked, and it winds up with Monroe off the steal. Monroe picks up in the half court, gets it to Paxton. Paxton on the right wing. Paxton looking to drive, almost lost control of it, regains it, and backs out. Gets it over to Hutchinson, who's back into DeVries for three. No good. Monroe's going to sky for the rebound to tip it. I think they're going to get him for climbing the back there. So let's see who they give the foul to. It is going to be against Monroe. That's his first, team first. Bear Lake going to casually bring it over the timeline now on the inbounds, going to their right. Hands it off to Neal. Neal gets it over to Lloyd. Lloyd drives down, kicks it out, Bears for three. He misses everything. Lots of three shots so far in this game. None of them have fallen. DeVries now has it in the half court, gets it to Monroe on the right wing. Monroe back up top to DeVries. DeVries looks inside, then dribbles to his right. Moves over the wing, gets it to Hutchinson up top, who swings it to Paxton. Paxton drives down the middle, shoots from 8, no good, but he will be fouled. Foul is going to go against number 32. That's Wallentine. That's his first, team third. Paxton with the first one, nails it. And that's what we expect out of Parker. 6-4 now in favor of Riverton with 2:44 to go in the first quarter. Paxton ready. The referee gives him the ball. Takes his customary one dribble, puts it up, and is good. So 7-4 in favor of Riverton. Coming into the front court is Shaw. Shaw looking, he's trapped, gets it over to Lloyd. Lloyd drives to the middle, barely gets the pass out to Neal, but gets it back up, and now he's got it up top. He's guarded by Hauk. Now over to Neal, guarded by DeVries. Monroe now up top. Monroe, Wallentine's got a good 4 or 5 inches on him. A lot of passing around the perimeter. Finally, they work it inside like they like to, and they hit the two, does Garbett. 7-6 in favor of Riverton as we go under 2:05 to play. DeVries driving all the way down, puts it up. No good by DeVries. Rebound is going to come away to Bear Lake. Lloyd with it now in the front court, gets it up top to Schowell. Schowell over to Neal. Neal comes up to the free throw line, passes over to Lloyd. Lloyd for three, no good. Rebounded by Bear Lake. They thought about a three there, but instead Schowell will bring it outside. Back to Lloyd, up top to Garbett. Garbett hands it off to Neal. Neal for three, no good. Rebound by Wallentine, and he's going to get fouled on the shot attempt. He misses that, but I do believe that is going to be a number 2 on Monroe potentially. Nope, they're going to call that on Hutchinson. Monroe was right there. That's his first, team second. And we'll send Wallentine to the line for 2 shots for Bear Lake. A chance to take the lead. First shot is up, and it is pure. That's his first points of the night, and we are all knotted up at 7 with exactly a minute and a half to go in the quarter. And now Riverton, Coach Sheets has put all the starters back in. So Gabrielson, DeVries, Vincent, Hutchison, and Paxson are your Wolverines. Wallentine with his second one. It's on its way. It's well short. And rebound comes to Hutchison. So tied up. Hutchison was trying to find Paxson there, and Schowell is able to tip it out of bounds. It will remain with Riverton. DeVries to inbound, gets it to Paxson up around the half-court line. He comes back to DeVries on the left. DeVries dribbles it up to the top, over to Gabrielson, down low to Vincent, or should I say in the corner of Vincent, back out to DeVries. DeVries drives in, pulls up from about 8, and he is no good. Vincent unable to get the rebound, and it will come away to Bear Lake. Bear Lake pulls it out, now looking to set up their offense. Wallentine has it, goes to his left, gets it over to Lloyd. Lloyd drives the middle, kicks it out to 22, who shoots a 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Bear Lake, however, as no one boxed out for Riverton, and Schall will look to reset. Schall out to Walentine. Excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Lloyd now has it. Lloyd over to Schall. Schall bringing it back up top. Hands it off to 22, the guy who we don't have a name for. Driving the lane is Lloyd. Lloyd's going to lose it, but it's going to go out of bounds. They say last touch by Riverton with 30.3 seconds left in the quarter. So definitely not, if you love offense, this is not the game for you so far. Some good defense, but defense hasn't been causing all of this. Bear Lake inbounds right under the basket to 22. He's stuck, has to kick it out to Beresford. Beresford thought about three, faked it, then picked it up and went with his dribble. Gets it over to Lloyd. Lloyd now with it, pulls out to the right, hands it off to Beresford. Beresford now to 22. 22 drives. Back to Beresford for three. He's pure. First three of the night comes with 6 seconds left. Paxson gets it to Vincent. Vincent with 1 second. Oh, just barely off the mark from three. So at the end of the first quarter, it is a Bear Lake 10. Riverton 7. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on KTAK.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
And welcome back to KTAK's coverage of Riverton Wolverine basketball. Again, we are covering the boys today. Girls going to start here in just a little bit at another location, a location we will be at tomorrow. Riverton trailing 10-7 after one. Just bad shooting, basically by both teams, but especially Riverton. Riverton only has 2 field goals on the day. Of course, with 7 points, you don't expect them to have much more than that. And the rest coming off free throws. They will start the second quarter with the ball. DeVries up top, gets it to Paxson for 3 on the left side. No good. Rebound by DeVries. DeVries dribbles once in the paint, kicks out to Gabrielson. Vincent back over to Paxson, who will shoot from the same spot and is good. So maybe that'll knock the cap off the basket as we are now tied. They're going to say that was a 2. So it's 10-9 in favor of Bear Lake. So Beresford has it for Bear Lake, dribbles across the three-point line, hands it off to Crane. Crane to Lloyd. Lloyd back to Beresford. Beresford for a 3, no good. Rebound is by Crane, who throws it off of Paxson's head, and it will remain, and goes out of bounds, and will remain Bear Lake basketball. Bear Lake setting up their inbound play from the left side of their basket as they sit, trying to hit a guy on a drive, looking to hit Crane, but overthrew it, and Crane gets it. That's the third turnover of the night for Bear Lake, but immediately Riverton matches suit, turns it over, and a fast break by Lloyd is good. 12-9. Well, now they've made it a 3, so it's 12-10. They had 9 up at first. They corrected it. 12-10 in favor of Bear Lake. Paxson with it gets over to Gabrielson on the left wing, back over to Paxson on the right wing. He thought about the 3, dribbles, trying to drive the middle, has to pick up his dribble, gets out to Gabrielson out towards like one of the volleyball lines. Gabrielson now looking to drive down to his left, goes to the corner, gets it to DeVries. DeVries on the left wing, drives to the middle, drives into the paint, puts it up, no good. Monroe fighting for the rebound, and we are going to get a jump ball. And ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly how I feel about the possession arrow. It is the absolute worst thing since sugarless donuts, for me at least. If you have to eat sugarless donuts and you like them, feel free. Who am I to tell you what to eat? So it'll go over to Bear Lake on the possession arrow. Bear Lake is going to bring it over. Shaw has it. Shaw gets it to 22. I will try and get a name at halftime for him. Number 22 over to Beresford. Beresford brings it up, gets it back 22. 22 driving the baseline, puts it up. No good. Might have been partially blocked by Monroe. And Vincent is going to plow over a guy, but I think the guy undercut him. I think it'll be a foul on them. It will. Fouls on number 1, Beresford. That's his first now. Team 4th. 6 minutes to go. Bear Lake leading 12-10, and what has been basically an abysmal shooting performance by both teams. Vincent, and you have no idea with the snow that we had and other parts of Wyoming had and all the region had, who knows what this team from Idaho went through to try and get down here. I know what we had to go through waiting to see if they were going to make it or not. So inbound to Gabrielson. Gabrielson over to Paxson, who just uncharacteristically lets it go through both his hands and out of bounds for turnover number 4 against the Wolverines. Inbound goes to Schowell, and he looks to have no need to bring it up quickly, but finally across the timeline, gets it Neal in the corner. They go to the try and go to the low block, but Hunter Houck kind of muscled him out a little bit outside his comfort zone on 22, and Bear Lake will look to reset. Neal has it now on the right wing. He's looking inside. He's looking for Crane. Back out to 22, Hunter all over him. Switch there on the screen, and we're going to get a foul against Hunter on Beresford, who's looking to turn the corner. So that will go against Houck. That'll be his first, team 3rd. Inbounded way into the backcourt by Bear Lake. They bring it over the timeline at 5:18 to play in the half and a 2-point lead. They get it over to Neal. Neal back up top to 22. 22 looking for a cutter. It does not materialize. Has to give it back over to Neal. Neal to Beresford. Beresford looking to drive. Kicks it over to Neal. Neal hands it off to 22. 22 on the left wing. Looks to drive. Cut off by Hunter. Kicks out to Neal for 3. Good. So 15-10 now in favor of Bear Lake. Paxson brings it over the line, gets it to Hutchison on the left wing. Hutchison back up top to Paxson. Paxson looks to drive, gets it to Sheets. Sheets for 3, no good, and rebound is going to go to Bear Lake. So buckets have not fallen. Now Bear Lake in their half court looking inside as they always do, or have this game. Schowell now has it. He's guarded by Sheets, dribbles to his right, throws over to the right wing to Neal. Neal picks up his dribble, back up top to 22. 22 over to Schowell. Schowell looking to drive. Schowell does, kicks it back out to Neal. Neal stopped by Houck. And they kick it back out to Schowell for the reset. Schowell's going to throw it out of bounds. Yes, they're going to say it went out. So that'll be turnover number 4 for Bear Lake with 4:02 to play in the half. And a 5-point lead, somewhat surprisingly, for Bear Lake. And maybe not surprisingly, Bear Lake is a good quality team, we're told. Surprising in that how it has happened. DeVries now running the point, brings it over the timeline. Paxson getting a breather to Sheets, back out to DeVries. DeVries for 3. He leaves it short. So he's having the same type of game he had against Cheyenne South. Bear Lake with the rebound, brings it over the timeline, sets up their offense. Beresford has it. Beresford looking for a pick and roll with 22. It doesn't materialize, but he kicks it out to Schowell. Schowell for 3. No good, and Hunter Houck is going to come away with the rebound. He gets it to Vincent and brings it over the timeline with 3:26 to play in the half. Over to Sheets for 3. He's way long and misses air ball. Bear Lake now looking to break. They do so and get an easy bucket for Crane. And it's now 17-10 in favor of Bear Lake. DeVries bringing it over the timeline, gets it to Vincent. Vincent dribbles kind of towards the center, then kicks it back out to DeVries. DeVries over to Sheets on the right wing. DeVries now with it up top. DeVries looks to drive, stops from the elbow, shoots, no good. Rebound by Bear Lake. I feel like a broken record now on this with a missed shot by Riverton and a rebound by Bear Lake. They don't really look to break. They set up their half court, get inside 22, over to Crane, who puts it up and in. Nicely done. Nice passing by them. By Bear Lake, 19-10 with 2.5 to go in the first half. And at what point in time this gets concerning? Vincent now is going to shoot a three. He misses. Rebound by Sheets, but stolen away for the 5th turnover, and Bear Lake will look to casually bring it up again. Bear Lake looking to stretch their lead to double digits. They get it over in the corner to Beresford, who shoots a three. He misses. Vincent with the rebound. Gets it to DeVries. DeVries looking to push the action. Doesn't have numbers. Gets it to Hutchinson. Hutchinson attempts to go baseline. Gets trapped and turns it over. Bear Lake will now look to move. They get to Beresford up top. He puts it up. No good. A miss. He wanted the foul. Rebound by Vincent. Good job by Vincent. Not fouling but getting pressure there. Beresford looks to take it back. Vincent to DeVries now. DeVries on the left wing brings it over the timeline. Gets it over to Sheets. Sheets, a long three is no good, and he's 0 for 3 on the evening. Rebound by Sheets, though, gets it to DeVries. DeVries misses for 3, and they're not falling. Bear Lake with the rebound tries to push the matter. It goes out of bounds. Hunter Howe just dove for the ball and slid about 10 yards after a tip by DeVries, I do believe. But it goes out of bounds for Bear Lake with 1:23 left in the half. It's 19-10. Okay, we have a timeout by Bear Lake. So we're going to take it with them. After all, we got some bills to pay here. So we'll be right back. 1:23 left in the half. 19-10 in favor of Bear Lake.
The canyon near you. Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
And welcome back to KTAK's coverage of Riverton Wolverine basketball. It is 19-10. Bear Lake out of Idaho leading Riverton in this first game of the Flaming Gorge Invitational. And shooting percentage, as I don't have to tell you, Riverton has all of 3 field goals. We'll get a little more in depth on that during the Central Wyoming College halftime show. Bear Lake inbounds it, and they're going to turn it over. They were looking for Walentine, Crane was, and he just overshot how tall he actually was. Turnover number 5. Still 19-10 in favor of Bear Lake. I've been told that the commercials may be a little loud. Apologies for that. We'll get to work on that in just a second. Gabrielson now with it up top as we go under a minute left in the half. They feed Monroe down low. He has to bounce pass it back out to DeVries. DeVries over to Paxson. Paxson on the left wing dribbles in, shoots from 6 feet, and he's good. You almost have to hold your breath there. And 19-12 breaks a several-minute shooting drought and scoring drought. 19-12, 35 seconds left. Again, Walentine looking for Crane underneath this time. Exact opposite, stolen by Vincent. He gets it to Gabrielson, who gets it to Monroe on the left side. Gets it back up top to Gabrielson as we go under 25. Now DeVries has it up top. DeVries pulls out. Looks like they'll probably be going for the last second shot here, or the last shot of the half, as we go under 15 seconds. Gabrielson has it up top to DeVries on the left wing. DeVries will bring it back up top, but now there's 8 seconds. 7 seconds, he gets it to Gabrielson. Gabrielson, what are they doing? Gets it to Paxson. Paxson shoots a desperation long 3. It's way off target, and it will go out of bounds, but the horn will expire. It looks like they just didn't get their offense really going until about 5 seconds, and Paxson had to jack a 3 up really, really quickly. So that's the half. 19-12 in favor of Bear Lake. And we will be right back with the Central Wyoming College halftime show here on KTAK.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing.
Walk on a pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
And welcome back to the Central Wyoming College Halftime Show here on KTAK. At the half, it is 19-12 in favor of Bear Lake. Bear Lake not shooting a whole lot better. Their leading scorer, let's see here, has 8. Now, he is shooting well. He is a 4 for 5, and that's Crane with 8. But not a great shooting performance overall. Their leading scorer with 8. Then they've got Beresford and Neal with 3, Garbett and Lloyd with 2, and number 22 with 2. And I haven't found anybody who can give me 22, not with 2, excuse me, Walentine with 2, not 22. I'm doing all sorts of bad math here. Walentine has 1. So not the greatest of moments for either team. Beresford is 1 of 5. Shaw is 0 for 2. Neal is probably the best one for him, 1 for 2, besides Crane at 4 for 5. Lloyd is 1 for 2 for Bear Lake. Carlson hasn't shot the ball at all, which may be the wiser thing here. Walentine's 0 for 1, and from the free throw line, the entire team is 1 for 1, and that's Walentine only having 2 free throw shots. Now, for the problems that are Riverton Wolverines so far tonight, and you wonder if there was anything to be the travel or the weather or the way things have been routine-wise. Of course, no school happening this week, which we're not used to seeing in Wyoming. But the leading scorer right now is Parker Paxson for 6. But I really want to focus on, they are 3 for 4 from the free throw line, so that's nice with Hutchinson getting 1 of 2 and Paxson being more like himself in this game as far as he's 2 for 2 or 100%. But the shots just aren't falling. Vincent is 0 for 2. Sheets is 0 for 3. And you wonder, Sheets, that may be the most shots he has shot in a varsity game as quickly as he shot them. Basically in about a 2-minute stretch, shot 3 threes. 1 would have been a 3 in the NBA. All 3 of them off. Gabrielson is 1 for 2, has by far the best shooting percentage at 50%, hitting from 2 and missing from 3. Hutchison is 0 for 1 on the evening. Parker Paxson, leading scorer, is 2 for 8. And then Derek DeVries, just much like the other night against South, it just cannot find his range. He's either too hard off the back iron, or he's too not enough, and he's off the front iron. Shooter's got to keep shooting. He's got to find his range sometime. But he is 1 for 9. So turnovers, not a huge issue. Both teams, well, Riverton has 6. Bear Lake with 5. Both teams turning over. A little bit of sloppy play, sloppy shot selection. Fouls really not coming in and play at all, which you usually expect with sloppy play. Riverton only finishing with 3 in the entire half, and Bear Lake only having 4. So not a lot of free throw opportunities, nobody getting to the bonus. So it's really kind of simple, and I feel kind of stupid saying it this way. But for Riverton to come back in this game, they've got to hit shots. Pure and simple, they've got to hit shots. The most basic of things, right? You've got to outscore your opponent. They do trail by 7, so with about 4 minutes left at halftime, you're listening to the Central Wyoming College Halftime Show. If you're looking to further your education or looking for an educational opportunity for a soon-to-be graduating senior, a rising senior, or a junior who's looking at college, look no further than Central Wyoming College. Great education at a great value. They are accepting applications right now for this winter semester coming up. Go to www.cwc.edu today to start that process. Again, at the half, Bear Lake 19, Riverton 12. We'll be right back with more of the Central Wyoming College Halftime Show right after these messages here on KTAK.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
Jay Collins here, and I want to wish all the Fremont County athletes good luck this year. Stop down at Fremont Chevy to talk sports and let me help you purchase your next vehicle. Jay Collins, your local sales professional at Fremont Chevy Buick GMC, 307-349-7846.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Once again, you're listening to the Central Wyoming Halftime Show here on KTAK. At the half, Bear Lake out of Idaho leads 19-12 over our Riverton Wolverines. And again, It's all shooting percentage. Neither team shot well. To put it in perspective, Bear Lake, who has a 7-point lead, was 38% from the field, going 7 for 18. And for Riverton, 4 of 25 for a whopping 16%. Those are, at least the one on the good guy column, is going to have to change if Riverton does not want to start out this weekend similar to the way they did the Stranigan when they lost to Sheridan. So we've got 1 more minute until halftime is over. You've been listening to the Central Wyoming College Halftime Show. Thanks for them for sponsoring it. And we'll be right back with the second half here on KTAK.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
And welcome back to KTAK's coverage of Riverton Wolverine basketball. At the half, it was 19-12 in favor of Bear Lake out of Idaho. We are here at the Flaming Gorge Invitational. Here we are on Green Rivers campus at the high school at their main gymnasium. Riverton will start with the ball. They are now going left to right on your radio dial. DeVries has it to Paxson on the right wing. Paxson gets it back up top to Gabrielson. Gabrielson to Hutchison, who's right around the free throw line. Back out to DeVries. DeVries looking to drive to Mills. Cut off. Gets it to Paxson on the right wing. Paxson looking to go baseline, and he's going to be hand checked, and they're going to call it. Nice to see they do call that. And that foul is going to be against Crane. That's his first, team first of the second half. Gabrielson now underneath his own basket, inbounding, gets it to Paxson. Paxson on the baseline gets up to Vincent. Vincent steps back over to Paxson. Paxson looking to drive, has to kick it back out to Hutchison. Hutchison's going to shoot a three. Good! Maybe that is an omen of things to come. 19-15. Bear Lake coming back down in the man-to-man defense, as usual, is Riverton. Shaw gets it over to Neal. Neal back up to Beresford. Beresford back to Shaw. Shaw to Neal. Neal for three. In and out, no good. Rebound by DeVries. Nice closeout there, too, by Gabrielson. DeVries gets it to Vincent. Vincent slightly right of the key. To DeVries up top, then over to Paxson. Paxson from 10 feet is going to miss, and rebound's going to come away to Bear Lake. Bear Lake, not really one to look for a fast break, but then again, Riverton is great at getting back on defense. They go into the post to Crane. He puts it up, and he's going to get and one. So foul is going to go against Cade Gabrielson. That'll be his first, team first, but unfortunately it got the bucket, and they will go to the line. 21-15, 6-point lead, looking to extend that to their biggest lead of the night, back to 7, which is what we had at halftime. Crane puts the free throw up, and it is good. Crane, of course, definitely their best player tonight. He has 11 now on the night as we go under 6:40 to play in the third, 22-15. Paxson gets the pass from Gabrielson over to DeVries. DeVries looking to go baseline. He does nicely. Puts it up. Could have used the backboard. Chose not to, and it rims out. No good. Bear Lake now pushing with a little bit of authority, but Riverton does get back. 22 kicks out to Neal for three. No good off back iron, but rebounded by 22. 22 back out to Neal. Neal drives baseline, kicks out to 22. He dribbles, pulls up from 15, and is good. 23-15. They've now got it at 24-15. So 24-15. That's right, with the made free throw. 24-15, Bear Lake now with their biggest lead of the night, 9. Gabrielson gets it to Vincent. Vincent drives from 15, puts it up. They're going to call it on the floor, but it is a block. The block is going to go against Neal. That's his first, team second of the half. Hutchison will be inbounding from the left, as he sees it, left of his own basket with 5:49 to play in the third. Hutchison gets into Gabrielson in the right corner, back out to Paxson. Paxson looks to drive, kicks it back out to Gabrielson, gets it underneath to Vincent. Vincent looks to drive, hits DeVries on a nice drive by Derek. Nice look by Vincent, and now they have 2. Derek now has his 4th point of the night with 5.5 to go, and immediately on the crossing over the timeline, pressure by Riverton is going to cause a turnover. So now they're all knotted up with 6 turnovers apiece at the 5:30 mark. So 24-17 in favor of Bear Lake. Shooting percentages have been atrocious for both, but Riverton being the worst for wear on that, only shooting 16. Paxson gets it over by splitting a double team. Goes to the mill, kicks out to Sheets for 3. Off back iron, front iron, back iron, good! 24-20, just like that. Right back in it. Bear Lake setting up in the half court. We've got Monroe in as well as Sheets, who just hit the 3. Driving is Beresford, kicks it out to Schall. Schall drives in, gets it underneath to Crane, and he puts it up and in. His height, they just have no answer for it. 26-20 with 4:45 to go in the third. DeVries now with it on the wing. He drives down. He's going to get called for a charge, putting his shoulder into it. He did it. It's pretty obvious. He ducked the shoulder in, and he just ran the guy over. So that'll be Derek's first, team second of the half, and Riverton now coming out in the full court press. Inbounded to Shao. Paxton's going to pick him up. Everybody backs up, and there goes Bear Lake, as well. Shao brings it over. Just token pressure really by Paxton. They didn't really put a huge forceful press on. And they will look to set it up. And they are a patient team that waits for cuts and screens. 22 has it up top, gets it over to Neal. Neal looks inside, doesn't like what he sees, dribbles it over to the left, hands it off to Shao. Shao bringing it to the right. Almost loses Parker, but they hit a backdoor cut by Neal, who is good for 2. 28-20. These backdoor cuts, it's for those of you who watched a lot of college basketball back in the 80s, it's Pete Carril and Princeton-esque. Sheets is going to shoot a 3 from the top, and he is going to miss it. Fighting for the rebound is Vincent, and he is going to draw a foul. It is definitely Princeton-esque, the backdoor cuts. Foul's going to go against number 12, Crane, and they'd like to get about 2 more quick ones on him. Team third, he has 2 on the night, and he has come out, but he is replaced by Walentine, who's about the same height as he is, if not a little taller. Inbound to Hauk in the Valley of the Trees. He stopped, and he turns it over on a pass out. There's nothing he could do. The break is up and good by Lloyd. So now we're back out to 30-20, 10-point lead. Hauk brings it up, gets it Gabrielson on the left side. Gets it to Monroe. Monroe drives down, puts it up, no good, too strong. It was altered. Gets out to Vincent, though, for 3. He airs it, no good. So shooting woes still plaguing them. They cannot pass it inside. 22 is going to shoot a 3 for Bear Lake, and it's going to go out of bounds to Riverton on the miss. So the shooting was hurting, but Hauk inside. Strong kid. Hunter's a very strong kid. Tall compared to Bear Lake, he is not. And they just trapped him up and forced him to throw the ball away. So coming down into the front court, Gabrielson has it, gets it to DeVries. DeVries is going to shoot a 3. Good by Derek. And we have a timeout. Looks like it's going to be a full one by Coach Sheets. So with 2:57 left in the third, 30-23 in favor of Bear Lake from Idaho over the Wolverines. We'll be right back with more on KTAK.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back to KTAK's coverage of Riverton Wolverine basketball. Third quarter, it's a lot more of the same. I think Riverton, I haven't had a chance to do the math yet, it's probably shooting at they are definitely shooting at a higher percentage right now than they did in the first half. But 2:57 to go, trailed by 7. The lead has ballooned up to about 11 points, and it got as close as 5. But here, that's what Riverton needs as they bring it over. They're going to call number 24, another guy we don't have on the roster for Bear Lake. 24 for the turnover. He's going to get called for palming. 7th turnover of the day for Bear Lake. 2:51 to go. Still a 7-point lead. Chance to eat into it for Riverton. Paxton with it, gets it to Gabrielson on the right wing. Gabrielson down in the corner for Hutchison. Hutchison brings it up, back to Gabrielson. Gabrielson looks inside, hands it to Hutchison. He brings it all the way back up top, gets it to Paxton. Paxton looks to drive, picks up his dribble, kicks it back to Hutchison. Over to Gabrielson on the right wing. Underneath the Hauk. Hauk goes up and one! Hunter with the basket and will draw the foul. He went in like only Hunter can, like a bull possessed, and gets the 2-pointer. his first shot, so he's 100%. Foul is going to go against Walentine. That's his second and team fourth. Hunter takes a few dribbles, puts the free throw up. Oh, up and in and no good. Up, in, and then out. Literally went around like you were flushing the toilet there and came out. Bear Lake looking to come down, shoots a three. No good by 24, and it's going to be rebounded by Riverton. Hutchison now has it on the wing, and he's going to be grabbed. That was just silly by number 24. He wasn't beat that badly, and he had the baseline of support, but he just grabbed Hutchison. And they're not going to whistle at him for. Yeah, they are. Finally, they put it up there. They did whistle somebody. It's his first, team fifth. Inbound to Monroe. Gabrielson back up top to Paxson. Paxson sizes it up, gets over to Hutchison on the left wing. Hutchison picks up his dribble after taking two. Gets it Monroe at the elbow. Monroe to Paxson. Paxson dribbles in just a little bit, shoots from 18, and it's no good. Rebound to Bear Lake. Let's see here. See if I can get some numbers here again. Walentine has it. He looked inside, gets it up to Schau. Schau brings it over to the left, gets it to 24. 24 gets it to 11, gets it inside, blocked by Monroe. And now we have a loose ball, but unfortunately it's going to come down after the miss there was by Garbett. And Bear Lake fights for the rebound and gets it. Monroe got a piece of it and tipped the ball away from the basket. Now swinging around, they go for three. Good. Lloyd hits from three for Bear Lake, and it's 33-25. They just cannot get a string of stops and baskets going. Vincent now gets it to Gabrielson. Gabrielson on the wing, gets up top to Hutchison. Hutchison takes a look, dribbles to his right, passes to Paxton on his left. Paxton shoots a floater from 15, misses, but Monroe there to clean it up and get the 2 points. Bear Lake now bringing it down. They still lead by 6, 33-27, as we're under 45 seconds as of right now to go in the third quarter. Lloyd has it. Lloyd hands it off to Schau. Schau bringing it back over to his left up top. They're just looking for the backdoor cut. He drives, picks up his dribble, kicks out 24. 24 almost loses it, able to get control of it, gets it to Schau. Schau inside to 4, who puts it up no good, but rebounded by Walentine, blocked by Monroe. So a chance to get into this lead. Paxton to Monroe. Monroe for three. No good. Vincent skies up, gets the rebound, gets it to Paxton. Paxton looks to drive in, but hands it to Hutchison. Hutchison drives, kicks out to Vincent for three. No good, leaves it short, gets his own rebound, follows it, puts it up. No good with like under a second to go in the quarter, and there is going to be a foul. Vincent going to go to the line. He has not hit a field goal today, and now he's got the unenviable task, and I say this with all sympathy for him, of shooting 2 free throws by himself, nobody on the key, kind of like a technical shot because the horn sounded. But he swishes the first one, second one up, and he swishes that one too. So good job by Vincent there to make it 33-29. 33-29 at the end of the third. So 4-point game. We'll be right back in 1 minute with the fourth quarter here from the Flaming Gorge.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
All right, welcome back to KTAK's coverage of Riverton Wolverine basketball. We are at the beginning of the fourth quarter. At the end of the half is a 7-point game in favor of Bear Lake. And then finally we had a bit of an offensive resurgence, if you will. Not greatly, but it's 33-29 in favor of Bear Lake, and they start the quarter with the ball. Riverton looking to come back to win this. They're going to swing it all the way 22, just wide open, just not what you want to see there if you're Riverton and Coach Sheets. And he drains it to make it 35-29. Gabrielson now has it in the half court. He has it on the left side. Again, Riverton going left to right on your radio dial. Up top to Paxton for three. Good! Parker from downtown. 35-32. Bear Lake now 3-point lead. It has now shrunk. Down from 4. Stolen away by Derek. Derek on a break. He's going to put it up and in. Derek DeVries with the steal and the basket, and it is 35-34. 1-point game just over 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Schowell has it. Schowell now trying to go in the middle, has to bring it back out. He is hounded by Hutchison. Hutchison probably knows what chewing gum flavor he's chewing. They kick it over, get it inside. Now we've got it on the floor. What are we going to have here? We're going to have a foul. They could have called a jump ball, but they've been possession error, so I'm all for that, I guess. The foul's going to go against Vincent. It's only the team third and his first. Nobody with more than one foul for Riverton, so, and nowhere near in trouble. Inbound by Bear Lake, winds up over to Neal. Neal gets it up top to Schowell. Schowell to 22. 22 back to Neal. Neal for three. No good. Nice box out by Hutchison, so DeVries can come away with the rebound and a chance to take the lead. Almost picked off there by Schowell, but Parker is able to get it. He shoots for three. Good! Paxton from way downtown, 37-35 in favor of Riverton. What a good job of coming back here. Oh, excuse me, I just had a moment. Number 2 is going to drive. Shaw's going to shoot. He misses. DeVries with the rebound. They throw it deep for Hutchinson. He has it go off his foot, but picks it up. Gets it to Parker. Parker fakes the three. He's looking to be on fire. No good. Rebound by Jason Vincent, and he's going to get hip checked out of bounds. Foul is going to be on, I do believe, Beresford. Let's lay eyes on that and confirm it. It is on Beresford. That's his second, team 7th. So it'll be 1-and-1 bonus for the rest of the way. Free throws for Riverton rest of the way out. And we are going to have a timeout by somebody, it seems. So we'll take it with them. Again, 5:58 to go in regulation. 37-35. Riverton finally getting the lead. We'll be right back on KTAK.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine and Adina Vasco and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
And we're back here on KTAK again. With everything going against them, especially shooting-wise, Riverton has come back. They've started to hit some shots, and they played great defense, and it's 37-35 in favor of Riverton. They trailed most of the game. Vincent with the free throw on the 1-and-1 is up and good. 38-35. Vincent will have one more. He is 3 for 3. I hope I didn't just jinx him. He puts the second one out. Of course, he's short. Rebound is going to come, or are they going to call a jump ball or a foul? They're going to call a walk. Okay, of all the things I thought could happen there, that was not one of them. But it'll be the 8th turnover of the day against Bear Lake. Paxton will look to inbound. Riverton with a 3-point lead, 38-35, as we're now under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Gabrielson to DeVries. DeVries looking to come to his right, comes up top, gets it to Paxton. Paxton looking to go left. Almost had a screen from Monroe, but didn't quite get one. Monroe at the elbow, back out to Paxton. Paxton looks to drive out to Gabrielson. Gabrielson didn't even look to shoot there, and he might have had a shot. Out to Paxton, who will reset things as we go under 5.5 to play. Paxton goes to his right, has to come back to his left. Bear Lake playing great half-court defense. Gets over to Gabrielson. Gabrielson looks to drive right, comes all the way down to the corner, gets to Monroe on the elbow. Monroe spins, and he's going to try and pass it. It's going to be tipped away for turnover number 7. as they just didn't look comfortable on that drive. And they're going to call Monroe there as number 12. Crane was driving on the left wing, but he had his arm extended his elbow. So they called a push. I just think they got the right call, just wrong guy. And that's the first guy with 2 fouls for Riverton. Monroe will now has 2, and the team in the half has 4. Again, well away from the bonus. 5:07 to go. They inbound it up top. They look to drive, kick it out to 22. 22 up top, hands it off to Crane. Crane drives down, gets it to Schall. He drives in, tries a shot. No, he fakes it, kicks it out for 3. Good by Lloyd. Lloyd is 100% in the half, only taking 3 shots, though. In the half court now, Ty Sheets with it. Excuse me. Ty Sheets to Paxson. Back to Sheets. Sheets left a guy in the dust. Shoots from 15. Misses. And it'll come away to Bear Lake. Bear Lake looking to drive. They do. 22 puts it up and in. So it's now 40-38 in favor of Bear Lake. 4:15 to go. They get over to DeVries. He shoots for 3. Misses. Ball's going to be tipped up in the air, and they're going to say it goes out of bounds to Riverton. That one could have gone either way. It's kind of volleyballed by about 3 different players, all seemingly at the same time. So DeVries, nice job in the third quarter bouncing back. It's 40-38. Hutchison has it up top. Hutchison to Paxson. Paxson over to the right to DeVries. DeVries is going to dribble back up top. He looks to drive down. He does. He's going to get a foul called. No shot attempt there. Foul is going to go against number 11. That is Lloyd, I do believe that is. And that is team number 8 on Bear Lake. So it'll send DeVries to the line. Free throw is going to be important here down the stretch as Riverton trails by 2. Going to the line for 2 free, one free, one in a bonus. He misses. So still 40-38, under 3:50 now to go in the game. Lloyd brings it up, gets it to Schall. Schall has it, gets over to 22. 22 looks inside, gives it to Neal instead. Neal looking to drive, gets it over to Lloyd. I think that was Lloyd, yes. 22 now has on the right wing, and they're just kind of going back and forth looking for a cutter. Schall now gets over to Lloyd. Lloyd falling down. Hutchison got his hand on it, but he fell all the way down, and Bear Lake has numbers. They're going to shoot for 3. No good. Rebound by Hutchison. That was Schall for 3. And he missed. Vincent now with it in the front court to Hutchison. 40-38, 3:10 to play in the ballgame. And Hutchison's going to turn it over. Just bad telegraph pass. Gets it over to 2, which is Schall, who's going to miss the shot. I don't know if they called it on the ground or not, though. Let's see here. Foul is going to go against Paxton, who was involved in there, too. And they're going to say it was on the ground, so no free throws there. But it is team foul number 5 for Riverton. And we're going to have a timeout, 30-second timeout by Bear Lake. 3:04 to go, 40-38. Bear Lake with a slim lead. We'll be right back with the conclusion here on KTAK.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
And welcome back to KTAK's coverage of the first game of the Flaming Gorge Invitational here in Green River and Rock Springs. We're at Green River, and Bear Lake has given Riverton everything they can handle and a little bit more. We are in an absolute nail-biter with 3:04 to go, 40-38 in favor of Bear Lake. Bear Lake will be inbounding the ball after a foul called on Parker. Paxton, that was his first, team 5th. So Riverton in the bonus already. Inbound goes to Crane. Crane gets outside. 22 now has it up the point. Looks to drive down, splits a bit of a double team. Gets it all the way back over to Beresford. And we're going to have an offensive foul on number 3, setting an illegal screen. And that is going to be his second and team 9th. So offensive foul, so it will not be shots, but it's team number 9. Next foul is 2 free throws for Riverton. Vincent gets it over to Paxton. Paxton has it back up top to Vincent. Vincent looking to drive, picks up his dribble at the free throw line, kicks out to DeVries. DeVries gets it to Houck. Houck back out to DeVries. DeVries tries to dribble down, has to give it to Hutchison. Hutchison drives down, kicks it out to Vincent. Vincent going baseline, back out to Hutchison. No cracks in this half-court defense, but they get to Paxton for three. An absolute brick as it misses everything. And just no holes in that half-court defense of Bear Lake. They're not going to pressure you as far as the full court, but the half-court defense has been outstanding here in the fourth so far. They have the ball now setting up their half-court. You know they're looking for a backdoor cut. On the right, Schall has it. He rubs off a screen. They looked for it there. It just was covered nicely by Hutchison on the help. Getting it over to Beresford. Beresford is going to have a screen by Neal. By Neal. Driving down the middle, they hand it off, up and good by Crane. Crane having his way today. 42-38. We're under a minute 40 to go. Paxton to DeVries for three. Way off target. Houck, though, able to get the rebound. Gets it to Paxton. Paxton over to Hutchison for three. No good, and rebound by Bear Lake. Bear Lake looking to break, maybe? Yes, they are. They're going to go down, spin, puts it up. No good. There's going to be a foul on Vincent, I do believe, though. Let's see here. Yes, foul's on Vincent. That's his second, team sixth, and it will be a shooting foul. So just not able to get him to fall. DeVries with a miss from three. Hutchison with a miss from three. Just unfortunate, and it sends Beresford to the line for two shots. He leaves the first one way short, almost didn't even draw iron. So that is good for Riverton. The bad part is 1 minute 19 left, and we're going to have a timeout by Coach Sheets, it looks like. We'll take it with him, and it is going to be a full timeout, so we'll take it with him. Again, under a minute 20 to go, 42-38, Bear Lake.
Wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Welcome back to KTAK's coverage of Riverton Wolverine basketball. Beresford went to the line shooting two. He has missed the first off a foul off Jason Vincent. It was Jason's second, team 6. So everybody will be shooting next foul by Riverton. Riverton, of course, already shooting. That one is up and good. 43-38, minute 16 to go. And a turnover, Vincent and DeVries leading it up the basket. Gabrielson not where he was supposed to be, or a bad pass, one of the two. Unfortunately, a bad time for turnover number 10 for Riverton. Now you know it's going to happen. Paxton gives him a little bump, gives Beresford a little bump to give the foul. That's Paxton's second, team 7. So Beresford, with a minute 12 to go, will head to the line to shoot one. Beresford has the ball. 5-point lead. You really, at best, you want him to, or at worst, you want to go 1 for 1, or 1 for 2, excuse me. Or better yet, miss the front end, which he does not. It's up and good to extend the lead to 6. Chance for Beresford and Bear Lake to take a 3-possession lead. Here, Beresford puts it up. No good. Vincent goes up for the board. Now you got to move with some authority. Hutchison has it, gets it to DeVries. DeVries now kind of stuck, looking for Parker. It looks like does. Gets it to Paxton. We're under 1 minute to go. Paxton to Gabrielson. Gabrielson looking to drive, not looking for a shot, though. We're under 55 seconds to go. Paxton with it, looking to drive. Pulls up from 8. Good by Parker. And a quick timeout by Coach Sheets. So 44-40 with 48.5. This last 48.5 seconds is going to take a while. We'll take the break with them and be right back on KTAK.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
And welcome back. 30-second timeout was called by Coach Sheets. 44-40. Bear Lake with the lead. I expect we're going to have a foul here. We may even see some offensive, defensive substitutions at some point, depending on what can happen here. Definitely going to come out in the full court press is Riverton. You've got all your starters in: Vincent, Gabrielson, Paxton, DeVries, and Hutchison. They are not guarding the inbounder. They are guarding everybody else. Looks like Vincent playing long. They're going to try and baseball pass it. It's going to go out of bounds off of Bear Lake. It was within his grasp. I think he heard the footsteps of Vincent and made him prepare for possible contact. And with 46.4 seconds left, it's a 4-point game, and Riverton has the ball. 9th turnover by Bear Lake. Paxton now has it. Gets it to Gabrielson. 35 seconds left. Oh, bad pass by Gabrielson. He tried to bounce pass it through 2 defenders in the lane to get to Paxton. And now Riverton setting up in the press, and it's easily broken off the miss or off the turnover. And number 12, Crane, is going to put it up and good. 45-46. Under 10 seconds left, 6-point game. And we're going to have over and back on Riverton, and that's pretty much going to do it here with 9.7 seconds left. Riverton is going to fall in day 1 of the Flaming Gorge Invitational to Bear Lake out of Idaho. Bear Lake inbounds it. They inbound it, no problem. Gabrielson kind of giving a little token pressure. Don't think he'll do much. Nope, Sheets is called off the dogs here as far as fouling goes. And that is going to do it. So your final score here, for Bear Lake 46, Riverton 40. We'll be right back with the Click It or Ticket post-game show here on KTAK.
When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
And welcome to the Click It or Ticket postgame show. We are joined by Coach Sheets. Tough one here on day one of the Flaming Gorge. Of course, I've heard that y'all didn't find out y'all were going to be able to actually leave out until about noon. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, no, we were definitely waiting to hear if we were going to leave. So, our kind of our pregame speech, which obviously didn't take hold or anything, was to, not take it for granted because we got some bonus basketball because, it looked like we were probably going to be sitting at home and not being able to leave. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I noticed about this Bear Lake team, although they don't dress a lot, dressing about 9 guys, 10 guys, but they remind me of the old Princeton 1980s types of always looking for that backdoor cut.
Yep.
And it looked like that caught y'all off guard at times.
What caught us off guard is playing basketball. We just weren't ready. So, again, getting backdoored, yeah, they were doing a good job, but against a Pat Klein defense, it's kind of set up perfectly for the Princeton. It's not like we're getting out and denying. So when you're not ball pressuring, you're not taking away a backdoor. I really don't know what we were doing.
And on the other side, while they never looked to really move with any great amount of speed or anything like that, their half-court defense was quite impressive. Now, of course, you've got to put the ball in the basket. It just wasn't falling for anybody today, which is something your team really hasn't faced. When one guy's off, another guy's on.
Right. No, we looked very tentative, not really that aggressive against the zone. They run that 2-3, that 1-2-2. They're pretty long, so credit to them. They did a good job in their zone, and so – I was just a little frustrated our guys didn't look to score. Obviously we weren't shooting the ball very well, so that does impact your confidence a little bit.
So, and what do you do now? You've got go get something to eat, get the team ready. You've got to turn around 24 hours from start. Well, technically 24 hours from when this was supposed to start.
Right.
You've got another game tomorrow.
Well, fortunately, we get a JV game and a sophomore game. Hopefully we'll play a little bit more intense in those games. That way we don't have to just end on that sour note. And then, we'll go get something to eat. I haven't even thought about where we're eating or anything yet, but I'm sure the boys have.
I'm sure they have. Well, we want to thank Coach Sheets for us. Tough one, but hopefully it goes like the Stranigan did. Lose the first one, win all the rest of them. And we'll be right back with more of the Click It or Ticket postgame show right after this.
After a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
All right, welcome back to the Click It or Ticket postgame show. I just want to say thank you to Coach Sheets on the air. He can't hear me now. He's with somebody else right now. But, it's easy for coaches, for those of you listening at home, it's easy for coaches to come out after a win and talk about all the great things. It's really difficult to come out and talk to media like us, even though we're hometown media. We're a rural newspaper and rural radio. We are homers. We're for the Wolverines, but it's still hard to come up and talk about that, and that just shows you the character he has, as well as last week with Parker Paxton coming up to us and saying, hey, I want to talk about free throws. Just that the team doesn't shy away. They understand what they need to improve, and they don't want anything sugar-coated or handed to them. Bad news, Riverton falls 46-40 to Bear Lake out of Idaho. Good news is they've got another game. They got another 2 game. They will face Grace High School out of Idaho and Mountain View High School. They've got Grace, Idaho tomorrow at 4:20. A little reminder of what's going on here on the Click It or Ticket postgame show the next couple days. Unfortunately, we will be posting on our Facebook and stuff like that. The girls score. They were supposed to tip off in about 5 minutes. And if you knew what goes into taking this equipment down and making sure everything's set up, taken down properly, and then put back together again, you know why we're not going to be able to get to that game, because it is at another location. It's not far, but it is far enough where by the time we got everything broken down, put back up, got it back on YouTube and on the radio, we would probably be looking at the second half already. But we will post those scores on WyoToday.com. It will also be on our Ranger Facebook. It'll be on Wyo Today's Facebook. They are facing Bear Lake. Same team we just saw from the boys. The girls' team is facing them just now at Lincoln Middle School, just down the road. Tomorrow on Friday, we will have from Lincoln Middle School the day 2 of the Flaming Gorge. It will be the girls versus a Mountain View at 11:20 a.m. So perfect opportunity to get lunch at your desk or have your phone out during lunch and watch the girls as they compete in their second game of this invitational. The boys will then face off against Grace out of Idaho at 420. Grace High School at 420. They are playing at Lincoln Middle School as well. On Saturday, the girls basketball team will be facing Lyman. We will be your breakfast buffet of sports to kick off the day of sports for you at 9:40 a.m. That will also be at Lincoln Middle School if you're thinking about coming down for the weekend, or you're a parent who's taking Friday off and Saturday and coming down here. The boys team will face off at Rock Springs High School at 2:40 against Mountain View. In addition, just so you all are aware, we will have results in the Ranger and on Wyo Today. The wrestling team for Riverton is at the Battle of the Bighorns coming up. We don't have a time for that on Saturday, but that is happening. And the boys swim team is hosting the Riverton Invite. So if you're big into Olympic sports, like I know a lot of people are, myself included, you get to go watch some swimming in a warm environment. Seems kind of weird, all that snow, and we're still going to swim. But it's going to be indoors, and it's going to be, obviously, it's going to be at Riverton's Aquatic Center at 10 a.m. on Saturday. So if you're looking for something to go do, go see that, support those swimmers, and pull up the basketball on your phone and just support all Riverton that you can. We'll be right back with a few stats, and then we'll be signing off and wishing you a great warm night. And we'll be right back on KTAK.
Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com. Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Frazier, Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Ballard, and Dr. Davis offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Welcome back to the Click It or Ticket post-game show here on KTAK. It's now time for our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game. They will get a certificate. They need to come see me and get their Papa Murphy's certificate for a free large pizza from Papa Murphy's. That player of the game is going to be, he probably gets a lot of them because his uncle owns the franchise, so we'll skip over him, and we'll go with Derek DeVries. DeVries, 4 for 15 shooting, which is not good, under 33%, but a tale of two halves. He went 1 for 9 for only 2 points in the first half, went 3 for 6 in the second half, hit a clutch 3 that brought him a little bit closer and made it a game where they could get back in it. He finishes with 9, but I know if I know anything about Derek, he's still going, hey, I'm still in a shooting slump. This is kind of now a slump for him, as it's been 2 games in a row where he has really struggled to put the ball in the basket. So, but we want to congratulate him finishing with 9 points on the afternoon or late afternoon, and he is our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game. Our Gatorade Player of the Game, normally we'd hand him Gatorade, but I've called enough games where you're normally not going to get a player after a loss. Our Gatorade Player of the Game is Parker Paxton. only slightly better than Derek. Both of them taking 15 shots. He hit 5 of them instead of 4 and finished with 14 overall. So congratulations to Parker Paxson, our Gatorade Player of the Game. We're going to take a break real quick because they're going to play the national anthem here on KTAK.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
And welcome back to KTAK and the Click It or Ticket post-game show. Here, remember, you can catch all the games the rest of the weekend, tomorrow's games and Saturday's games, on KTAK, but also on the WYO Today app or WYO Today's YouTube page. And kind of the final thing, just give you the points totals for them, just for really the best player of the game, or if it was going to be a non-Riverton player. Bear Lakes Crane, scoring 17, went 4 for 5 in the first, 4 for 4 in the second, so he went 8 for 9 total. Great day by him, and 1 for 1 from the free throw line. For Riverton, your leading scorer was Parker Paxson with 14. Derek DeVries, with 9. And then, as you caught Coach Sheets say, guys not looking for a shot, and it looked like Derek and Parker were the only 2 looking for their shot in the second half, as I think they let it get to their confidence level, as the next leading scorer had 4 points, and that was Hutchison, who was 1 for 3 on the night. And then Vincent and Hauk and Sheets all were all with 3. All 3 of Vincent's coming from the free throw line. And then we had Monroe with 2 and Gabrielson with 2. And kind of one of the things I said with Lucas Engel, Tanner Johnson, and I just forgot the other guy's name. I do apologize to him. With the 3 seniors leaving, 2 of them being high point production, 1 being rebounding and defensive, you were going to have find somebody to fill that defensive hole. Well, they found multiple of that. Defensively, this is a tough team, although tonight the backdoor cut, and you could tell Coach Sheets was not happy about it, did get the best of them. Offensively, they've got to find some replacement, and you're going to look to your starters. Derek DeVries is one of those, and then you're looking, okay, Tanner and Lucas, who are replacing, and you'd figure that Cade would be one. Cade really kind of didn't look for a shot, so we'll see what changes tomorrow. I expect him to be a little looser, free-flowing. We'll see how that is. So, again, we will be join us tomorrow at about 11 o'clock for the Hampton Inn and Suites pregame show for the girls' game. The Hampton Inn and Suites pregame show for the boys' game will start about 4 o'clock tomorrow. Mountain View and Grace, respectively, being the opponents. For Kevin Shields, for Kurt Baxter back at the mothership, for Connor Shields on camera, we want to say thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time tomorrow here on KTAK.
And near you. Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing.
Walk on a pathway instead of the road. Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stands.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family